Okay, can we make a start? Firstly, I want to apologise for the weird umbilical I've got going on here. It's not what I intended, but anyway, let's crack on. Firstly, my name's Oliver Woolley. I am biology teacher and progress coordinator at Deira International School, and together with Stacey, also an excellent biologist, and Nicola, who's an awesome physicist, we're going to be talking to you about how we're using or developing the use of apps and app-like websites to enhance teaching and learning in science classrooms at Deira International School. If you're into Twitter, and you will be by the end of this session, then you can follow us at dis_science. And what I'm going to do is this session is going to be really interactive. If you've come just to take notes for 45 minutes, it's not going to happen. Okay, you're going to be doing stuff. We brought iPads. Hopefully you've brought your smart devices because you're going to be engaged in activities, and we hope that by the end of this session in the next month you should be using maybe one or two apps in your classrooms, and you're going to buddy up and hopefully be able to share that. But before we get on to the activities, I just want to give you some context about where this session has come from. And we're not standing up here as experts of iPads. Very much DIS is in the process of, we've got a bit of history with developing the use of apps, and we ourselves are learning, but we want to share with you what's working for us at the moment. So, what's the history? I joined DIS late 2012 along with Stacey, and I would say that it's probably a standard good international school, even though it was the first one I've ever taught in. Pretty much the same as like the good schools that I've worked in the UK, interactive whiteboards, computer rooms that you could use. I think that's just what I was used to training in and working in as a teacher. However, later in 2012, our director went to an Apple Schools presentation, and he's sat over there. I didn't know that was going to happen. And I believe he was inspired to decide that we were going to introduce iPads into DIS, and then the belief that in 2013 all teachers would be in would have an iPad, and also that we decided that smart devices for our students were no longer going to be something that was forbidden in class. And I'm at the stage now where I don't even tell students about their smart devices. They can just be out on the desk. I don't mind that, okay? And we have a relationship where I know they're not on Facebook if they're using their smart devices. And then towards the end of this last term, all primary teachers, much to our disgust as secondary teachers, they got their mini iPads first. Okay, so they've had all summer to sort of plan those, and primary school now has a bank of 25 iPads, 10 of which are dotted around your room, and which you can hire out and use in the classroom. And now, lucky us, in the autumn term, all of secondary teachers have received mini iPads, and generally there was what apps we were using in classroom was generally just about what was word of mouth in the staff room, what were we talking about, and what were we found in the science staff room also. And then very recently, we've got the capacity that when I'm teaching, I don't need to walk around the classroom with this attached to the wall. I can walk around with this mirrored up onto my screen. So what I see on here, my students see there, and if my students have got these devices, they can mirror their work up onto the board, so you can have three going at the same time. That's the capacity we're at now. And out of this more recent development, now we're sort of really finding that there are many apps which we can use in the classroom, which we want to share with you. I just want to go back to word of mouth. I think when it first started with the iPads, lots of us said, I'm not really sure how I'm going to use these in the classroom. But there was one app that changed my life, which was called Idocchio. Is that right? Idocchio. I can't say it properly. But this is an organisational app. I used to pride myself on collecting those A5 teacher planners year in, year out. And I used to love the fact that it was filled full of waste paper. I'd written all my lesson plans in it, had all my contacts in it, and all my calendars filled out. And I did have 7 of them. At the beginning of this year, I threw them all away because I'm now using this app. This app is pretty awesome. It basically does everything: a calendar, a to-do list. lesson planning. I'm a middle manager, so across the school, so I need to know when meetings are going on. It does everything for me. So for example, we go to my schedule. Okay, that's my timetable. We go into, let's have a look at year 8 because they're fairly decent, and I think my marking's up to date. So I can have a look at what their data is telling me. I can look at their first couple of test scores, 2 digestion tests that we did. This is a little bit out of date actually. I can have a look at their homework. How much homework? Obviously, what is a gel was not a great homework for this lot. And then if I want to, as I'm using it in the classroom, I can, for example, go to my seating plan. I can use it in class. Can randomly select kids to ask them questions, that sort of thing. I can go. I mean, what else does it do? I can have a look at my day at a glance. Obviously, I'm not doing anything today. Or I can have a look at my week. So those are the things I'm planning on doing this week. Okay, excellent app. Okay, I'm totally paperless this year. I don't write anything down. I don't take pens to meeting. I just take this. Brilliant. I can't say enough how much this has changed the way I manage myself, and I think it's kind of streamlined myself. All of this also talks to Outlook. If you're using Outlook, if I schedule a meeting, then it goes into here. It's just fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So this was the app that pretty much everyone's bought. It costs about 50 dirhams. No, not 50 dirhams. 25 dirhams. Yeah, it's about £5. I'd say 25 dirhams this will cost you, and most people have bought it, haven't we? Yeah. Okay, it's awesome. So back to this. So more recently, as I said, we've gone on from just having apps that make our lives a bit easier to apps that we think are going to make a difference in the classroom. But out of all of this, there was kind of this app explosion where there's just hundreds and hundreds of apps. And often, as science teachers, we were getting bogged down in the biology, chemistry, and physics apps, which, to be honest, are a little bit gimmicky. I mean, I've got this one, where is it? I've got this one called Cell that I've probably used about once. Okay, and it is, I mean, yeah, it's quite cool in a minute. Okay, if you go into animal cell, yeah, you can move around, you can have a look in your cell. Okay, tells me what stuff is. Okay, a bit gimmicky. I probably use it once a year, depending if I was teaching cells. And a lot of the apps we're going to show to you today, you might say, well, that's not a science app, but we want to show you apps that are going to make a difference to your lessons, and not just something that, I mean, yeah, kids might go, wow, that's cool. There are lots of them, you can find your own, but we want to use ones that are actually going to make a difference to, say, teaching and learning. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to pass you over to Stacey.
Okay, morning. My name's Stacey. I'm also at Deira International School and also a biology teacher. Today, I hope you've brought your iPads or your smart devices or anything you can get Wi-Fi on and play on these apps. Because like we said, it's going to be very interactive. You're going to be walking around. As you can see on your tables, there are some A3 instruction sheets. And at each station, these are all stations, are various different apps that we as a science department use. And on each of the stations is information about the apps and possible uses in science. Now, we said before, we're not experts at using these apps, not at all, they're new to us. But we've got some ideas for you that you can go home with. Also, it's an opportunity for you to think about how you would use them in your lesson and share your ideas with each other, and also share them with us, please. We want to know. Also at each desk, not just information, there are some tasks that we want you to complete to make you become familiar with the apps. And all the instructions are there, but obviously if you have any questions, feel free to ask us. Well, that's it really, so it's down to you now. Off you go. Go to the apps you want to play with.
There's not much at this table. You might want to, this one's just basically gimmicky.
These are Apple products, are they? Are they
no, these are just no. This is a mixture. I mean, if you'll have to see what you can download onto through Android, but we're kind of like not even an Apple school, but using Apple products.
It is a little bit annoying. There's a couple of little things you want to use, but I've got an Android tablet.
Okay.
Some stuff doesn't talk to other stuff, does it?
Just see what's around. You just see what's around, I guess. if the iPad times out, the password's just 4 zeros. and the apps should be downloaded there. Oh, that one. I think you have to press OK for that one. And OK. Yeah. Okay. 5 zeros. Okay. And I think, well, we're lucky we brought some then. Yes, of course.
So when you're using the Wi-Fi, I'm guessing, to get it onto the board, what package do you pay for?
We're using Airserver, yeah. I don't. Is it expensive or I don't know?
I've subscribed to it. When
Right,
I brought
okay.
it into school, we don't have Wi-Fi in the classroom, so
Right,
we
okay.
can't actually use it.
I think they put this little thing in the back. Does that? I don't even know how it works. Does it go through the
Wi-Fi? It runs through the Wi-Fi, so
Right,
if you don't
okay.
have Wi-Fi in your school or in your classroom,
Right,
you
okay.
can't do any of these things, unfortunately.
That's
Like
a
on the
shame.
main board,
Is there any
it's a bit
plans?
of a
Oh, okay. Okay, that should, we're on guess, so it should come up there, hopefully.
We maybe need some sort of steering in the right direction.
Right, okay, so first of all, we need to
Otherwise
find
it's
this
gonna take-
Erasmus app.
Yeah.
To be honest, I haven't actually used Erasmus. It's not one of my particular favourites. So start off here. Okay, so I'd start off on the first sheet and then just work through the tasks like that. What this will do, tells you about the app. This will get you using the app, and then this one will tell you how to create your own. So what I suggest is maybe someone leads. I'm running through this, maybe. Yeah, that's what I'd suggest, perhaps.
You're a good man.
Is it connect? So yeah, if you go to the Wi-Fi, and then if you connect to guests, and then you should be okay. So once it finds it.
Young guys should be the ones leading us.
Oh, and just if you just wait. Okay, and wait till hopefully it'll find guests. Unless we're maxing out guests. Is it finding it? Then let me come out of it, maybe. You maybe follow on the iPhone. It should be okay. Okay, you don't have to use iPads with it. Okay, you don't have to use the iPads provided. You can use your own. Please do use your own.
Is it maybe because it's not? Is it connectivity here? Is it?
Is it? Maybe it's not connected.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not connected to the
Not
internet.
connected.
Right, okay.
So your school's internet is at the stage now where it's speedy and
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
decent.
delayed.
Yeah, it's well.
That's our problem at the moment, is that now we've got senior management working on trying to get it to a level where it's actually, because otherwise it's just antiquated, useless.
Has anyone got a decent phone? This is not finding the guest thing, unfortunately. Or I could give you my phone, see if it works.
But would you have that app on your phone? We just.
I think I've got it. But I don't actually. This isn't. No, I think we've got too many people on it. That's what's happening with
what's
it.
happening, yeah.
Okay, maybe circulate. Is it?
Have you got a? Okay,
That's all right. For the.
actually tried it, but it's not working.
What's that? You're not able to sign up.
No, it keeps saying an error occurred.
What's the next step? Search education.
I think so, bro. Do you want to sit up first? Yeah.
But when you do this there's a video there, right?
How do you insert that thing? How do you, so let's say this is like a crossword and I want to insert a QR code to it. Yeah.
If you've got an iPhone, that would be amazing. Yeah. If you've got, or whatever you've got, anything that you've got, a smartphone. I mean, we hoped an email had been sent out to people who registered that would say bring your smartphones, but I take it you didn't get that email, so
There is an app
it's not.
where it's around
The QR code.
the QR code app, and that
It tells you how to do it.
that's how you create QR
Alright,
codes.
okay. So I've seen a respiration quiz, but I've
But some other videos are television. It's in your
Hi.
I want to ask you about the code.
Yes.
How you work it.
Just a second. I'm just trying to sort out. Is this able to? No.
So this open.
Samsung.
Is that iPhone?
But does Samsung use Android? Does it? What does Samsung use to buy apps? No. Oh, here we go. Guest.
Is it coming?
Okay, it just came. Okay, fingers crossed. Trying to log on guests and then you might be away. Okay, yeah, you should be away. Yes. QR code.
Is that everything? Like there is no worksheet or something in your book?
All we're doing is just saying that this might be a way you could differentiate a task so that you've got different learnings, trying to achieve the same objective but with different learning styles. So what you've got there is you've got something called an infographic, which is just a graphical way of presenting some facts. So rather than having a book of facts, you've got it there. And if you imagine that was on an iPad, you'd probably be able to get more of it in the image. And perhaps if you try some of the others, it will take you somewhere else to show you something different. Yes.
Get these every time.
If you look at task 2, that tells you how to create your own QR code, and it will create it. Yeah. So and all you have to do is find the website, and then what you do is you cut and paste the website into this, and then it will save the QR code to your documents file, and then you just call it planets or whatever you want to call it, and then you can just put it on a piece of paper. What I do sometimes is I just put it on the board. So sometimes I say if I want to, because I think in the last session we were talking about when sometimes you ask kids to do a task on the internet and there's too much information. So this is a way of directing kids to information which specifically, so you can just say use this QR code to find out information, and it's a bit more special than looking in a textbook, page 23.
And this is what you create?
Yes. So you can just go up, they scan it on the board and it will take them to somewhere else. Yeah, it's a nice, and it is in it. Although it seems like work, it's actually very, very easy and very simple to set up.
Instead of typing and
Yeah.
doing everything, it's easy just to create this
Yes,
code.
yeah, very easy, simple, and it tells you how to do it. On the,
Task 2?
yes,
Tell me
task
how
2
to
will
make
tell
the
you.
code.
Yes, it will do. Yeah.
I can see that there are so many different. Is the idea are the same for all tables?
Yes, if you just sit down, it will work you through an activity. I mean, this is probably my favourite at the moment.
She just is the same, so
Yeah,
that's good. Okay.
But this would, I mean, you need to see it working, and it's you can have this up on the board, and you can basically track how kids are working during the class. But what it is, it's like a screen, and each kid can put a post-it. So maybe you'd have a question on this website, and every group will put a post-it on, and they will be working towards that question, and you can see where every group is at any point during the class. It's fantastic, and it's really easy
How can you track them?
because the website is actually on your screen, and then it's like a, you know, like a cork board, a notice board. It's like an electronic notice board that you have on the website, and the kids with their smart devices are logged onto the website, and you know that code thing. It will give you a code for the website so they can come and scan the code, and then while they're working at the desks,
You can track each kid in the class.
every single person who puts a post-it on their website, you can see what they're writing. And it's fantastic. Like a simple question, what I did the other day, I wanted them to, rather than tell them what bile was, go and find out what bile is, and then what I did is we picked the best one, and that's the one as a definition. We said, right, okay, this is the best one, this is the one we have in our books. Yeah, it was cool, it was really nice. And you can, it's just a way of when you've got lots of work going on, how do you know what all 25 students are doing at the same time? Yeah, yeah.
That's great that they're getting to see what other people's
Yeah,
ideas are.
yeah.
That's
No, it's good, it is good, it is good.
Is this a pay app as well?
No, that's free. That's not an app. That is a website. But that is so easy to use. You could do it on the spot. It's so easy to use. Is it semi-working now? Ish. Ish. Okay, good. I think you're starting to find guests now.
Starting
But I don't.
You tried to, it didn't work.
No, but is this trying to? Let's see if we can find. Yeah.
work on mine, but I think mine.
Yeah. Let's try my phone because this is it's quite given. Okay. Yes. Right. No. Okay. Right,
You need a school that's got good Wi-Fi to do it.
And each of your staff were given from the school, given an iPad.
Yes. So that would be must be 100 iPads, something
I'm
like
going
that.
to speak to my head today.
You can, if you want to speak to where's our director?
Where's my head? Is he
Our director's right there. If you want to speak to him about how we went about,
yes.
yeah,
Director.
yeah, that's our director. Yeah.
I've created this.
You created this.
Okay.
Should we try?
So
Let's
then,
try. Let me try. What have you created?
if I want to save it to my mobile,
Yes. What? Can you send it? Can you send it to? I usually create them on the while I'm sat at a laptop or computer. Save image. Press and hold, and that should be saved to your photos. Yeah. But I find these better to work personally.
Sorry?
I find it's easier to create things actually on a laptop.
like this.
Yeah.
So it's better to create it on the laptop.
I find, yeah, because then you can create a paper resource.
iPhone or iPad?
Anything. And then I think even they don't have to have an iPhone. It can be any smart device like.
They can scan it.
Yes. Okay, and you just need the app that you need to scan it is QR Reader, which I think. Where's my QR Reader?
Is it this one?
That one, yeah. Okay. So maybe even at the start of a term, you might want to say to kids, we're going to be using these apps. Make sure you've downloaded them. And I would suggest that you,
If I save this code on my laptop and I show it using the data show,
and they
can scan it from.
Yeah, no problem. Or you can just print them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a paper for all activities? Or I have
Yeah,
to-
they're all around. No, we don't. But you can probably take. There's one of these small versions, and you can probably just take it if you want. Hello.
My question: the school has to download something, or only like we have to buy, because we want many companies they used to come to our schools, as they want to download programs related to these things.
Right.
We have to buy. So
Right. Okay. Would you not be allowed to have Apple products in your school for that reason? Would you be allowed to have iPads and things that?
I don't think so.
And you wouldn't be allowed.
No.
But I mean, would you see a situation where students might be able to use their own phones in school? Would that be possible, or is that not?
No.
That was not allowed.
No.
Okay.
No phones. But it will be not. Useful if I use on, because I have only my laptop. It's at my lab.
Yeah.
And it's what internet.
Yeah. I tell you, one that you really
one will
should.
be-
I think you should use this one. Have you had a look at Padlet?
I took a picture.
Okay, Padlet is definitely one that you should use because you don't need this. And another
Each one, each student has to be with the iPad or. This
well,
one
that's
no
true.
need. This
Or
one
you
no
could go.
need. This is my question. I'm a chemistry teacher. So
Yeah, I
need-
think if you're going to use Padlet, you need everyone in the class to be able to have access to, or you could do it in a computer.
ask my student to bring. I can take permission from the administration to
Yeah.
bring iPads for the
Then
students.
yes, that would be perfect. The Padlet is
Padlet.
so good. It's such a good tool. Yeah. One that you can do.
Every lesson.
Yeah, no, it's a good way of tracking what pupils are doing. If it's something, if the question's quite small, or sometimes I want them to find out the answer to 3 questions, that's quite a good way of them seeing what other people are doing. Another one that is good, which you can actually set homeworks from, is called Quizlet over there, and it's a really good way of setting kids a task where maybe they have to learn definitions. High school. All you need to do is you just need your keyword list with definitions. You type it into this, and it creates 7 activities. It's amazing. Okay, so you know all the times when you make cutout cards and you do little like matching up exercises, that does it all for you. They can do it all at home.
I'll check that one.
Yeah.
But which one provides differentiation?
This one, because it's different learning styles. The QR code, have you seen, that is something that you have to create though. You have to create the differentiation within that. Yeah, QR code at the end, because that enables you to attach for these, you've seen them, you know those square things that you see on advertisements all the time. You can create those in your class, and then kids can scan. But again, it sounds like you would need permission from for your students. But maybe you could get some long-term permission. For a whole year. Yeah. Okay. Good luck.
By all means, take pictures of these sheets and then you can try and highlight them. All of these all of the other apps are free.
First one.
Yeah, the first one that you showed on the big screen. All of these ones around there.
If you would like to share this,
That's why you love
3 dots on the bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, mate. How's it going?
That's good.
Yeah, that's cool. What else have you seen today?
Last one was to use models to
Okay. I won't say too much. I'm marked up. Do you think you'll use any of these, or is it all?
I think it's good, but it's just that I don't have an iPad school.
Oh right, okay. Do you got, and would kids be allowed to use their?
They are allowed to use.
They are, yeah. I mean, if you use Padlet, that is something that is. Padlet is all. If you've got a computer in your classroom and the kids have their smart devices, then it's amazing because it's like a cork board, a notice board where kids can put like electronic post-its up. So if you have a question that you put on the board and they're all researching on their smartphones, they're all putting their ideas up and you can see it builds as the lesson goes across. It's really good. Really good.
I would use a
Teacher, I can
Yeah.
I'll take my permission. As a teacher, I can get benefits.
Yeah. Yeah. You should. Yeah, definitely. How do you mean benefits? How do you mean?
I mean, I'll check many informations. I'll check like many lessons, many things.
How do you mean check?
I'll take many informations. I mean the way how they explain or no.
How from?
If I enter any.
I mean, if you use these apps,
Yes.
how do you mean?
Yeah.
So that's as a teacher, yeah, that's no problem. I don't so you want?
If I will not download it like this week
Yeah,
or within these 2 weeks, so only I can use it.
Yeah, that's. I mean, they're free to download. All of these are free, and anyone can download it. Yes, and they're going to be around for ages. So yeah. So there's no time limit. Okay, they're going all the time. Yeah, it's easy. Just need to just get started with it. So, but what I would suggest is maybe use 1 or 2 at a time. Because there are too many, and there's too many more out that we could talk about. And if on my iPad, I literally have like a screen which is my teaching screen, and there's like 8. I only use 8 apps, and I probably use 3 of them a lot, and that's at the moment. But then what I will do is maybe I'll say, well, this month I want to look at see what this one's like, or see what this one's like. It's just taking a risk to see. Yeah, no problem.
If I wanted to just double tap on it and I could post something, I'm not going to because I don't want to ruin my yes, they can't delete other people's work, they can only delete what they don't. Which is each one is done. So each one is done. You can delete redirect or but the students can't, which is good. That's good. That's good. Hopefully they wouldn't, but they could. I'll show you the other example as well in here.
Sorry, Oliver, can I just check something with you?
Yeah.
When you were presenting, you said something where you can see what the other student is doing.
Yes.
So what's that?
This is capacity of any like Apple product or any product. There's a program called Airserver.
Airserver.
Yeah, which you can have on your computer, and it means that your computer.
Spelled like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
What your computer? I think it means that you have to have something in the back of your computer which enables it to be wireless.
Right.
So then, if your school has wireless, it can talk to any other device in the room.
Okay.
So you could say, okay, let's have a look at this group's work, and they can throw it up on the screen. Okay, what do we think about this? What's good about it? What's bad about it? What level, what grade will we give it? How could they improve it? That sort of thing. Okay, now you go and up, or we can have 2 at the same time. What's the difference? Which is better? Okay, it's fantastic.
So this is on the devices which are in the room itself.
These at the moment, all Apple products can do it automatically. So, but our laptops are all PCs. We don't have Apple computers in our school, so you don't have to be. We're not an Apple school. We've just got some iPads, and that's it. So these can all talk to our PCs that we have in our room. It just needs a bit of software. I don't know if you have to pay for it, but. Okay, no problem.
And this one was just a revision session where they made a revision poster. Each group were given a different topic and they had to post up a summary of that.
Right, Stacey, I'm going to wrap this up.
They took a picture.
Sorry, I have to wrap it. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, if we could just take a seat, please. No, thank you. Okay, we've got about 7 minutes left, so I just want to do a small activity. Okay. Back table. It's always the back table. Okay, thank you for persevering with the iPads. I think it took a little bit with the network, gave us a few problems, and it does help if you're using smart devices in your school that you have a decent wireless connection. Okay, so that's maybe a little hiccup we've got. But I think once you've got your smartphones out, I think most people managed to have a look at a few apps. I think one thing that wasn't working was the Airserver at the back. That's definitely one you might want to have a look at yourselves. That's got a big wow factor about it if you can get it working. Last thing I want to do is, could you buddy up with someone and can you exchange emails with that person? And I just want you to tell each other an app that you've looked at today that you think you're going to use in the next month, or it could be a website, and I want you to agree, okay, maybe in January, a date where you will email each other and tell each other how you got on with that app. Okay, try to choose something different. Okay, 5 minutes, and then we'll do question and answer, please. It's gone well. Once we got over this, eventually, I was a bit like, I don't know if they just didn't get the email. What I'd do is I'd chat to. Yeah.
Even the name of it, surely.
I think some of it is. Some people want to share, and I think some people come to take. But I don't mind either way, to be honest.
People that were actually speaking to me directly were really good.
Yeah.
One woman I can't remember said that she learned more in this 40 minutes than she has in years.
Really? It's fantastic. Who is this lady?
She's been giving so many ideas as well.
Oh wow.
How to use all the apps. She was brilliant.
Oh wow. It's quite interesting to see what sort of technologies people have at their school. Some people say it's got no wireless. Yeah. Yes. What I can do, what's the best way I can do this? If you follow us on Twitter, I can put them up on our Twitter page. So if you follow us on Twitter, should I write our Twitter? Oh, sorry. Yeah, our Twitter is @dis_science. Okay, I'll put the list of apps on our Twitter page. I think that's the easiest place to put it. Okay, so it'll make you sign up to Twitter. How's it gone, Nick?
Well, a lot of people have come to me and said, what science apps to use? And I said, well, to be honest, that's how I started thinking of using iPad. But unless I need to spend a fortune, because the good ones you have to pay for. I said, but the ones that I downloaded for free, I said, to be honest with you, I have to leave two of them. I said, the apps that I use in class that I think really make a difference are the ones that aren't science. I said, like, I really like Evernote, but that guy over there in the red tie is like slaving Evernote. A bit like, do you actually, I was like, I like mates, you actually use it. Oh, no, but I've heard that it gets really difficult because you've got lots of stuff on there. And I'm like, actually, did you know that he said, you're only allowed a certain number of notebooks? I said, yes, that's true. Did you know if you convert your notebooks to stacks? So if I said I could have all 10 of my classes on there, and all 10 of my classes have got 30 students in, for example, so that's 300 notebooks potentially. That's too many. If I convert them into class stacks, then each stack counts as one of my notebooks. That automatically increases the
Pow.
number of notebooks you can have.
Good work. Okay, just to finish off. Are we ready to finish so we're going to go and have some delicious lunch? Yes? Okay, lastly, some final comments. If you can stop talking.
Can I have your attention, please, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Thank you.
Thanks, miss. Okay, I wasn't expecting to have to do that, but anyway, so a couple of things that sort of come up. We did say at the beginning that I think some of you have addressed us individually and said, well, where are the science apps? And what I would respond to that and say, decent science apps often are quite expensive, and as I said at the beginning, they're quite gimmicky. Okay, the ones we've showed you today are non-science specific, but as science teachers, we are finding them really useful to use them in science teaching. Okay, we don't use science apps. Like Nick said earlier, she told me earlier, she's deleted the majority of her science apps. But I showed you up on the board, I had that cell thing, I've used it once, periodic table thing, haven't even looked at it. All the others are non-science specific. Lastly, someone else said, where can we get a list of these apps? If you follow the science department at DIS on Twitter, I will put the list of apps that we've used today up on Twitter. That is the @ DIS_science. If you follow us there, I'll make sure at the end of the day that I put the apps up. Lastly, any questions that you have for us at all? Yes? Okay.
edXL have launched a past papers app, so you can download that and access past papers.
Oh, fantastic. So the lady said that edXL, if you're using edXL, they've got a past papers app, which would be fantastic if we weren't doing Cambridge. Anything else? Okay, I hope you... Yep.
Can you just talk about how you are using Vine or Evernote to teach?
I'm personally not using either of those. I know that one of my chemistry colleagues, she's using Vine in her plenaries at the moment, in that she will get students to make videos of their learning in class, and then that's something they can either use as a plenary to show the videos and maybe evaluate what each group has learnt that lesson, or it's something as a teacher, if you don't have time for a plenary, which you often don't, you can do your plenary as a teacher to assess for learning in your own time. You can watch the videos after class, if that's your thing. That's an idea, but I don't actually use Evernote personally. Any other questions?
I'm sorry, I have a question.
Yes.
As you know, most of the device schools bringing those devices in schools are,
Yeah.
they cannot bring it.
Yeah.
Personally, I love the student to bring it,
Yeah.
and I completely, pursue these things.
Yeah.
How your school manage this, bringing the device?
I mean, we call it a mobile electronic device policy, in that smartphones and such devices are only allowed to be used in the classroom, and basically students are punished if they're caught around the school with them, which can involve in it a maximum thing. They can get their iPad confiscated for a term. So it's just you need teachers who have good relationships with their students, and those teachers need to be able to punish students who use them in an inappropriate way, and that's how we deal with it, and it's working at the moment.
So the policies still work in your
Yeah,
school?
policies. Well,
Yeah.
that's policies. Although sometimes say people don't read policies, but policies are there for a reason, aren't they? And if your teachers aren't adhering to your policies, then it's chaos. People just do what they want.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for listening.